The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording.
Good day, Andy.
Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I...
All right, and here I go. How is it today? That's the question you're asking me? Pretty lousy. This is the new computer, and it has been a problem setting everything up. But I think I haven't got kicked off of YouTube or Twitch, so that is good. But other than that, welcome to the show here. And the show is I'm finding the first writer's formats in the Bible and on the Hebrew side. This is what I've done in 42. Chapter 42, and above my head is what I'm looking for. That kind of explains what I'm looking or trying to do. And what happened here was I was working on a 3-verse, and all of a sudden this 4-verse came into play. But when they were grouping together, I noticed that I've got another group here missing. It looks like I'm going to be able to take this part of this group here and stick that up here for this message that they're talking about will do, the message he gives to us. Because later when I was cleaning up, it comes down here and they're, he's told them, excuse me, he's told them, these people that, wow. He's told the people that are asking him to talk to our Creator about whether they should leave for the land of Egypt. So this will be 43. And it came about as soon as Jeremiah finished telling. I'm going to say that group. That group, not all, but just one group. Because they're the ones came. Because, see, when Jeremiah was telling them, prophesying in the chapters above this, he already told them to stay on the land. So, because he's going to bring them back. I went to that button. This is the green I'm looking for. I haven't got all my. I changed some buttons around here. Hopefully that'll help me out. Whoops, this. To this, get rid of that word, that group. The people. And this would be, have to go down here. But I don't know if it's a 4-verse or 2-verse right off the bat here. If I do it like this, I've got a 4-verse up to here. But if it's 3-verse that I've got here, and that's the end of it, so it would continue. So the story is telling me as soon as Jeremiah finished telling that group of people, that would be a period, that's a statement, that's the 3-verse grouping here. This doesn't need to be said, that's already been said, so I don't try to have a double speaking all the time here. If it's been said once, the reader should remember what they're reading. Yeah, I'm having issues, all right. I got the hiccups right off the bat. I didn't get to eat supper yet. I had to go over and help my folks today. But they're just getting elderly and need the assistance a lot lately. And so putting this computer together is a game, because last time when I was streaming my Stream Deck, when I start using all the keys that I've got for doing this editing right now, would keep switching around. So hopefully I got that fixed a little bit. Okay, now this is going to be the group of people. They're going to be replying back. And let's put it this way. Since I'm the editor, I get to correct the words here. Aze. And this guy's a good guy, so I can't have him involved in this. And this wouldn't be here. That's got to be. Maybe I don't need that words. Maybe I need to say that all the arrogant men are I'm re-editing the text. This is what happens when the text I find in Psalms, and they're easy to do. And what you're seeing here is the end product. And you can see how this format that I've got above my head that I'm kind of got laid out, this is a 3-verse grouping. So this is a statement, and these two complete that statement or tell us what the statement is. No, I'm doing Jeremiah, so this is just an example of what I did in Psalms, because first 10 Psalms are very easy to do for you to put that text in your computer and start editing the text. You'll actually make them the shortest verses as possible, and then they'll start appearing, and then you'll say, well, all this other stuff is added, so I don't need it. And the more you do it, the more you'll find that this is what happens in a 3-verse. Now this makes a small paragraph, and then when it repeats and it makes another small paragraph, these two together here make a larger paragraph. And then that's why I have a double space, and then you can see it here. Psalms is easier for me to show how this is put together. Yah was Jesus' name that they gave to him. I know that that's not a lot of people know that, but I usually, when I was teaching this, I've done those. So you can see what I'm doing pretty much. And if there's not, I have to say that text is missing, and I go from there. Now, in this one, because I'm beginning, I have to find out whether I've got this 3-verse going here, as you can see, as a statement, and then these two are connecting, or could I use this here group and then made a 4-verse? But I'd have to find a 4-verse down here. Since I'm continuing, and I think it's the same story, I'm trying to state right now that I'm going to go just looking for a 3-verse format. It will tell it to me when I don't have a statement and then two to connect to tell me what this statement is about. Like as soon as Jeremiah finished telling his words to that group of people, okay. I got to use the word then. And what I'm also looking for is trying to use the two main words, such as, let me show you here in this cleaned up text here. What happens is that, that isn't working either. That's not good. Let me see here. How come? Let me see here. Let me get. Oh, don't even have it up here yet. Okay, let me see. I didn't use that yet, so I didn't. Downloads. Zoom it. Where's the application? 64-bit. Okay, should run zoom it at start. Okay. Now, and it didn't do that. Didn't do it. Okay, anyways, I'm trying to find like one major word here and another major word here. Now, sometimes I have to use the word now or something just to blend the words together. But usually each of these, Israelis and remnant, I'd have to use the word go in Egypt. And then I'm connecting them with the least amount of words to connect these words together. So that's what I'm looking for. And when I'm saying I have to add this is just so it reads better. And I want to use then, this would have to be their arrogant men. Arrogant men said to Jeremiah, you're telling us a lie. Now see, that is a statement, and these two connect together. I've been doing this for 30 years, so it's kind of easy for me to see them. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm doing these videos to record for history what I'm doing, because once I get done, I'm putting all the books together, and we're going to have a complete story from front to end, from the beginning to the end. And I'm throwing out a lot of books because I know that we don't need them. I think there's only going to be 24 books. I'm only going to use the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John from the New Testament. All the other ones I know are junk. But the story that I've come up with in Jesus, let's put it this way. Our Creator has... by the way, our Creator made me see him 8 times. So when it comes to correcting the text, he's guiding me and he's helping me out as well. So because I've been doing it for so long, and when I done our Creator's hidden formats, it took me 5 years to go through the text, because his format is a repeatable format. There's rules. And then you can see my name down below here that shows you my YouTube channel, my name, that if you go there in any one of the recent, I'd say in the last week, in the description, I have our Creator's hidden format PDF there for you to read. And what's so exciting about that is that when I put that text together, the pieces were telling me where to put the stories about Jesus, whether like when he was starting out, people were just amazed. Then when he healed people, that news went around to the surrounding area. When he raised the dead, it went all over the region, you see. So the stories were building up that way. And actually we have the last 7 days of Jesus in Jerusalem in that text. It's just mind-boggling to see the accuracy. And we also have the truth of the 12 disciples, because when I put the 12 disciples up here to show you them, how come that didn't go all the way over here? This is the 12 disciples that in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and none of these are the same. And you'd think they know each other. That's how corrupt the text is. If I show you that I change one word here in Exodus 26, verse 26, to arches, we now have what these boards make is the roof for his house, or for his tent. So that's the first time that's been revealed in probably 2,500 years, or 20, well, probably about 1,800 years. Those people that knew, but when the house was destroyed completely in 70 AD by the Romans, then people didn't have the text, and the bad guys have corrupted the text. If I told you that if you studied Exodus 21 through 17, you'll find that there are 12 commandments and not 10. So this is in the intro. They named Gregory as the divine. Now he ends up being a pope, but they literally gave a capital D for divine. So the guys that are editing the text in control of any of the Bibles are not good guys. They just aren't. They're hiding the truth, and by revealing that they had to start with somebody else's writing, and that's what's so good about me being able to find this repeatable pattern in what you see. Let me see here. If I bring it out and show you how they wrote, and then you can see how much of the story that is actually, when it's put together, this, I don't like this Windows or this Word program. I got to go back to 2013 because I could see what I'm zooming in here. It's blacking out every time I do it. But this is one complete story. When it comes down to it, this is a complete story. So other times I'll say that I've got too much, but this was what happens. I can throw out a lot of text and the story completely starts again. So that's what's unique about the format, that the story is there, and you can, and what I'm showing is the text that they keep adding all over the place. And I don't know why it's keep asking me to go to the cloud to put their crap up there. But that's pretty much how I'm, or what I'm doing with the text. And just to show that the first writer's words are here, and then they kept adding to it. Yeah, let me show you that real good example, because here it was a real good example. Let me see if I can do this. No, it doesn't zoom very nice. Notice that, well, you won't notice, but here's the 3-verse format, okay? Now, this is the story as it starts out. But all of a sudden, I found a 4-verse pattern. So we actually know that they wrote 2 different ways in the scroll that they had. Some writers, more advanced writers, the guys that really knew how to put the text together, is the 3-verse format. Those that didn't know, and probably would have come from an earlier time, and they stuck with that, and that is the 4-verse format. But this is part of the same story, okay? But actually, I can show that the first writers had 2 stories about Jeremiah. They used this piece, or these pieces, to be fit into with this story. So they knew what they were doing. At this time, I can say, yes, the writers at this time were the scribes that were working with the original text, and they were first would stick pieces together like this, and then they would add it, because when you look at the manuscripts, you don't see this poetry-like format. So, but when it comes to looking at many pieces over many of the books, I've done this to where I can tell that they knew what they were doing, and sometimes, and then it looks like later other people were adding to text, and they could only put in like part of this verse. They would only put 2 verses, 2 verses, 2 verses, but they weren't connecting together as good as this, that you would see that. So at this point, these were the guys that actually to put this here like this were the first ones to distort the text and saying, look, we need this in here to speak about our God. And by that, I mean, there's always been men on earth that meditate to have a sex with a so-called female goddess. Now, that I can pull up here, and let's see. Here, this is Judah the nation. has married the daughter of a foreign god. Well, the daughter would have to be a goddess. If he's a god, this is a goddess. Married the daughter of a goddess. And if you've had to study mythology in school, you would know the story about how Athena appears in the forehead of Zeus. She springs forth. Well, not out of his head, but appears, just springs into his head where he can see her. The word married here, this means to have a sex like. That example, a male will go through a full climax, I guess, but without any seed being lost from his body. And then I think if you ever heard hermetically sealed, if you study some of the spiritualism stuff that goes on, but that's kind of what goes on here. That it shows how old that text is, where it begins. And then in this group here, which I'll be doing probably pretty soon, is when Jeremiah is arguing with them about the Queen of Heaven and how they're on to her, and how everybody is vowing to her, pouring out libations, which is pouring out oils or wines, and making vows to her. But this is his argument with the people at that time. Yeah, no, that's the next chapter. I'm at 43. So, but Ra is the sun god. Here's Ra, the sun god, with the moon goddess. This is Athena in Greece right now. You can go see her, and you can see this moon. It's the crescent moon day, which you'll see on all the Islamic flags, by the way. But these are ancient symbols. Once a year, a male's maleness retracts inside his body like an animal. And you'll see this here, you'll see it in the zodiac signs, and this is on the side of the Vatican. So that is who is editing the text. But if you really pay attention to the TV ads, this Halloweeny time that I just told you about, the retraction, they're now are convinced. Our Creator made a couple of them see him. Okay. In my YouTube channel, I have self-proof of afterlife for 13-year-old males to actually visit the abyss, another dimension of time and space, talk to those that are dead, that used to live on this earth, be witness that they have a soul. And then later I tell you how they'll try to kill you if you attack them. But if our Creator wants to redeem you, then they can, which he actually redeemed a few of them. And what you'll see is this letter X, like if you've seen the movie The X-Men, that's what this is all about, that there's good X-Men helping humans now, that they've stopped their practice, they've repented, which is very important. And then their message is to this letter X is to get rid of this practice. And I've watched it slowly spread across the whole world. So I know this letter X is appearing on all television stations throughout the world right now, 1 month before Christmas, or 1 month before Halloween time. I think there was like 130 ads with different products that had the letter X in them. So they're repenting, they're helping, and then so there's good guys and bad guys. But what a lot of people talk about seeing or talking about, there's a world conspiracy, the Illuminati. Well, that's true that they were the bad guys and they were against our Creator. But now that our Creator's made them see him, they're all in on wanting to live with our Creator forever, and knows that there will be a final separation. So that's kind of who is editing the text. Now, this guy says they're arrogant. Then they're arrogant men said to Jeremiah, "You are telling us a lie." YV has not sent you to. It has not sent you. Yeah, I think that's better there. I'm just trying to figure out how these words are, what words I need. This would be a statement. YV has not sent you to say we. To say we are not. That's just too many. I've got to say which ones are the most important words. I got this as one major word, and I got this as a major word. So to say we are not to enter Egypt, to live. And I don't need the word there at the end. I can get rid of that. Oops, I did it again. Gotta move those keys again. I have to put them at the top. It's to switch to go back and forth to my software that I have. So that is this here. Now, Beirut, I guess is his name. This is, he is a scribe that was working with Jeremiah when he was put in a house to keep him from going out prophesying. Okay. So, but it was kind of a strange lockdown. I mean, he could talk to people going back and forth. His uncle came and sold him land. So it's kind of hard to say, but they kept him, in an area, yet he still had freedom. But that's his scribe. So that's who this is. Now, see, this is into the hand of the Chaldeans. But the thing here is the text that I just did earlier today. Our Creator discussed it that there was Nebuchadnezzar that they were worried about he was going to come back and take some more people, and because the Chaldeans were working with them. Now here, they're stating that they're worried about the Chaldeans. They couldn't come and kill their people. That's against the rule of the king of Babylon. So that if they didn't want any problems with the king, they wouldn't do this. Or exile us to Babylon. So this would not be here. This we don't need, or I don't need. If I go up here, put this up here, And yeah, this is where I need that that text, because in that helps me out a little bit as trying to find out what other word can I use for incitement here. So this is the next chapter. So if I go back here and get rid of this guy here and say misleading, to be against us. Well, what happened here? Okay. Need this. Need this. You are believe this to be against us, and give us over let's see, let's put it this way, the story above. Let me see here. I'll explain a little bit here. Now, over here is the Arabian desert, Saudi Arabia, Arabian desert. Let me see if I got a better map here. I guess got to find it right here. This area was for Arabia, okay? And all these places are from text that's actually listed in the Bible where they're at. So the thing here is these guys were coming over into Judah and raiding. So it means that they had come over to take over this area here that would be not a desert anymore. It would be where the 2.5 tribes lived. So that would be in this area here. These Arabs were settling in here, and they had actually come over and killed the guy that Babylon left as a commander, and then they went to try to escape back. So they were trying to. So these guys were known as the Arabians that are coming over, or the Arabs that were coming over. So give us over into the hands of Arabs. Come on, Arabs. Damn it. Okay, that's enough of that. I need this. I gotta move these around. This is the cheat sheet that I've got here. So I need these. I use these a lot. So my left thumb is here, but I need to switch scenes, which are these, to stream into New American Standard Bible. That's the green text. That's the yellow text. Let me put them like that for right now today. And then maybe I won't be making as many mistakes here now. Okay. Still trying to put the final touches on here. So this would be the end of this verse. And not to do this then. This is a good guy, so we can't have him here. This don't need this. And he was the commander of their forces there. And I'd have to put the word "so" that group. This. So that. Of our people. Our people did not obey. So like the way that my thumb's got to reach that. Living. Now this. Let me see if I can. I don't use as much as I use this. But this are as needed together, so they're in my mind that way. Okay. All right, now that makes this. The group of our people did not obey the words from YHVH. Now that's the end of that then. Now this here, now they're saying they're going to take all the remnant that's left in Judah. He had been driven away in order to reside in the land. This is out. The end of the story is there. Everybody else knows they're going to stay there. The prophet is not going to take off with them. Together with Jeremiah the prophet, and they entered the land of Egypt. No, they didn't. So this is out. So this is all out. This, with these parentheses on the end, this means that they found text when they, from other manuscripts, and they put it into the text to say that not all the manuscripts had that, but one or two had it. They entered it, they added it into the text. So, but they didn't do this. Now here, Jeremiah is left with them, and that's not true. All this, Pharaoh's palace, he's in, this is not early in the text. At Moses' time, in Joseph's time when he was there, the capital city for Egypt was known as Or. Then it was changed to Memphis. Today it is known as Cairo. Now they're trying to add that there's another name for them at this time, and that's not true. So he's not going to go down, and we know by history, Babylon didn't come down and conquer. Yeah, see, it's going to say, I'm going to send Babylon down there to take you. And then he's going to spread his canopy over right where he put those stones. So that's all a lie. This, it's already been told what they're going to tell. I don't need that to be re-said. And no, that is all that they've added. And that they've added. So that was a quick one for tonight. Now, this, wow, not much at all. It's only been 48 minutes. And I probably talked in the intro. That means if I got time tonight, I should try to do another one. Because these books have got... Oh, I did 43, so it's... What happened? Oh, I wiped out all these lines. So the macro, I got to remake the macro. Well, since I got to remake it, I might as well go through it here. Okay, it didn't take care of that. Okay, but I got to get up here and... Well, let me do this. Copy this. this helps me divide them up, and I had this why am I doing this? It's bad. It's bad. Okay. Now if I go like this, come down here and do that for the next chapters. And that's what that did, is it took care of all that stuff. So anyways, I should have said this needs here, and this is a group this way. Okay, now I can see I've got this as a group. This is a group. I've got this group here. But this is going to be over time that they're going to die. And they'll probably get met by marauders on their way down there. So knowing that, I've got to say that these are unknown. And there's text missing. Okay, now I can save that. And then I can reread that, and for next time I'll edit it and clean it and go from there. And my voice is shot and I've got a cold, so I've got a warning from Yahoo, or from YouTube. The stream current bit rate is 4,800 KB, and it is higher than the recommended bit rate. We recommend it down as far as 25. They've been giving me this message the whole time. And that's because I'm streaming it 30 frames per second here. And the audio can't, YouTube or OBS doesn't let me go any longer. Until they kick me off, I'm going to use the bit rate. Too bad. So if I stop